Hello, YouTube. It is me, Camilla Margot, Aaron, and I'm going to go into a detail and I'm going to dive right into this topic. I had a viewer comment to how my parents reacted to me being intersex when they found out, and also how my parents reacted to me choosing to live as a woman. So, if you watch my a few videos back, on my intersex hermaphrodite video and the difference between being intersex and being transgender, you will see that I provided receipts and blocked out my private information like address, date of birth, etc., just to show my sex is legally a female. My name is legally Camilla Margot, and that I am indeed, I'm not transgender, I am intersex, but that my experience is very similar to that of a transgender woman. So I use that narrative for a lot of my videos. Many of my friends are transgender women, and I relate with them in a lot of ways, but in a lot of other ways, we are completely opposite. So I'm gonna just get into it. I was born in 1990. My nose is driving me crazy. I was born in 1990, and I developed baby colic at a young age and had a lot of issues with um, just like whatever colic encompasses. Needless to say, I had a lot of abdominal scans, and um, those scans showed some growth in my um, lower pelvic region. And as I got older, my parents didn't tell me until I was a bit older. I was born a little bit different. I was born a hermaphrodite, and it wasn't called intersex back then. I was a hermaphrodite, and being a hermaphrodite basically means that I have some type of genetic mutation on my 46th chromosome, an SRY gene, and I was born with XY chromosomes and a penis, but my testicles never descended, so I'm a crypto kid, and my penis never developed properly in size, so I have like a 1 inch penis. And growing up, basically, just to make this as simple as possible, I was very feminine looking, and my parents would use words like pretty to describe me as opposed to being, oh, what a handsome young boy. I was such a pretty person. I was called a person because my parents were, notified that Aaron has a very rare condition, and he, was born with a partial female reproductive system and an underdeveloped male reproductive system. So as a result, my allergies are horrible. I'm so sorry. It's embarrassing, but I've got to make this video. Um, Basically, my parents were very accepting of me and allowed me to dress the way I want, let me to have long hair. I started straightening my hair pretty young. I was put on Lupron because I had a precocious puberty, so I started masturbating and developing breast buds and all of that stuff at like 8 or 9 years old. So I was put on Lupron, and my experience with that was that I was on it from 11 to 15 years of age. I never properly grew facial hair, and what little facial hair I did grow ended up being lasered or electrolysis and had it fully removed. So, anyhow, they were very accepting of me. I didn't know that everyone at school thought I was extremely gay, like a gay boy, like a flamboyant, because I had long hair, I straightened my hair, I wore makeup a little bit. I looked like a femboy before femboy was really a thing. I mean, this was back in the early to mid 2000s, so it was a lot different back then. During school, I had to use the restroom in the nurse's office, and I was unable to participate in boys' PE. So those are little things about me. I was potty trained sitting because my penis is so small. I was never able to properly pee standing up, especially as a young child. And Um, Moving forward, my parents were very loving of me, and when I did realize, I started going to gender support groups in 2006 around the age of 16, and I met transgender people. Unfortunately, I didn't meet any other intersex people in real life until quite a bit later in life, but that was the closest type of support that I had to my issue. So I really enjoyed those groups, and I went twice a month, every other Thursday. Um, and I did that into my mid 20s. But with that being said, I always knew I was different. Everyone at school thought I was very gay, and I didn't know that people thought that of me. I just kind of thought people didn't really know what I was. I was very pretty, and I couldn't participate in boys' PE. So, um, as an early adult, after going to these support groups for a long time, I realized that I did indeed want to live as a female, and I had this allowed me to legally change my sex and my name. Well, all anyone can change their name. You just petition your court and fill out the proper documentation in your state. So I changed my name from Aaron to Camilla Margot, and I changed my sex from male on my birth certificate, passport, and driver's license to female because I am intersex. I am a hermaphrodite, and that was one of the things that allowed me to do it with a lot less like I didn't have to get a gender reassignment surgery to change my sex markers. It wasn't an issue. I was born both. But basically, I learned right off the get-go, my parents were very, very, very supporting of me as a girl. I immediately was called she, her pronouns upon my request, and immediately had financially help supporting my journey on hormone therapy or hormone replacement therapy. Um, so I was born with a uterus and fallopian tubes, but no ovaries, and I was born with as a crypto kid. My testicles did not descend, and my penis was extremely small and very hard to use for penetrative sex. My first partner was actually my high school sweetheart was a girl, and sex wasn't that difficult, but it could be an issue just due to my size for intercourse. But I did have a first love, and that was actually a girl. I've always been bi, but definitely prefer men. But I still love her to this day. She's a friend of mine, and I care for her deeply. But about my journey, um, I started hormone replacement therapy. The very beginning, it was actually fall, October 12th or 13th. It was 2012. I was looking at my medical records. It was not 13, it was 12. I started hormone replacement therapy. Fortunately, I only had to use spironolactone for a short period of time because of the way that I was born and my genetics. I had very, very low levels of testosterone, and before I started estrogen therapy, I had much higher levels of estrogen than most um, natal male, because I'm not a natal male and I'm not a natal female. I'm a hermaphrodite. But starting those medications was amazing, and my parents immediately loved me and called me she, her, and I changed my name from Aaron to Camilla. Now, a little side note and information about my name Aaron is it's an androgynous spelling of Erin, Aaron, girl spelling, and Aaron, boy spelling of Aaron, and they came up with Eran, which was gender neutral. So they came up with that themselves, and I immediately started bonding with my dad. He was always a very loving father, and I developed that father-daughter dynamic to my relationship, and I am an only child, so I think that I was even luckier in the fact that my parents accepted me however I came, and I was much happier presenting female and growing breast, living my best life and living what brought me happiness. My mom was very accepting and took me to my gynecologist, took me to my appointments, help finance my transition, all of that stuff to allow me to live happily as a woman. I developed a wonderful father-daughter relationship with my dad, and I developed a mother-daughter relationship with my mother. And that is still that way to this day. I'm 33 now. It's 2024, I'm going on 34 years of age, and I've been living this way for over a decade, full time. And what I will say is that my mom was very accepting of me as a woman, and she still is. But in my early to mid 20s, she treated me like her daughter. And as time went on and more things occurred in life, and my mom's gone through a lot of stressful experiences like losing her brother to cancer, losing both her parents to cancer, and has gone through a lot of loss. She deals with depression and obsessive compulsive disorder that has gone untreated my whole life. Our relationship has gotten rockier to where we just kind of butt heads, but I'm definitely treated as a daughter, and I'm definitely looked at as a woman. Her and I don't get along the best. We're living together. My dad has cancer, and he also has pulmonary hypertension, and he's unable to get a stent in his heart. So when his time comes, his time comes. So I'm here with them, and they're helping me, and I'm helping them. Mom and I don't get along the way we used to, and sometimes I feel like I robbed my mother's experience of having a son. But at the same time, me being a hermaphrodite kind of made that hard because I was never happy living as a guy completely, and as a result was going to therapy and psychology or psychiatrist from 10 years of age to currently, and I'm still being treated for it. I've been getting treatment for 23 or 24 years for psychiatric and psychological therapy, and medical treatment as well. But my father has been the most amazing dad. I never could have asked someone more loving and accepting. Most people would think a boy, I'm technically both. I was born technically both, but I was technically a male for the first 21 or 22 years of my life. My dad, you would think someone like myself would have no father figure, and my father figure is like the most important person in the world to me. My family, I'm an only child, so my brother and sister figures were all my cousins. And one sad thing that I will say is I've lost my relationship with all of my cousins and most of my aunts and uncles. I've more or less been blacklisted. I can still attend like Christmases or Easters or certain birthdays and stuff. It's never an issue. No one's rude to me, but I don't get phone calls or text or have any relationship with my cousins, aunts or uncles outside of holidays. So they became those people I see once or twice a year. That's very hard for me because I don't have a sibling to help me through this. I've kind of had to just figure it out for myself. But what I will say is that my parents have been extremely accepting, and they truly do see me as a daughter. They truly do. And I couldn't ask for more validation because the people that brought me into this earth, my mom and my dad, treat me as a daughter. And I couldn't ask for anything better. Most people, like I said, would assume a boy, a very feminine, girly looking boy, my whole life would have no father figure, when my father figure is the most important person in the world to me at this point in my life. I love him dearly, and I love my mom dearly as well. And I thank them I'm very grateful and I'm very thankful for them and to them in every way, shape, and form. They have helped teach me to be a moral person, to love, and to not be mean to people. Just to love myself and working on trying to better myself so that I can be self-sufficient, because as you know, many trans people, they don't get work in the workplace, and I've been able to manage to gain employment and have a relatively productive life and not have any issues that most trans people deal with, because I'm not technically trans, I'm intersex, I'm a hermaphrodite. So there is a difference, and transgender people deal with dysphoria And intersex people like myself also deal with dysphoria. It's just for different reasons. It's not just my brain, but it's also my anatomy. So I'm anatomically female and male. That's made my life very confusing, from as much as having to go to the nurse's restroom, the restroom in the nurse's office, growing up all the way through grade school and through high school. I have had a lot of my life is much different than a non-intersex person's life, but I've had a unique experience, and I'm very grateful for that. So I've had nothing but true and unconditional acceptance. I wish my relationship with my mom was as good as it used to be. I do feel like I deprived her of her son, and I feel like she'll always hold a resentment towards me over that, but she'd never say that to me. And I feel the same way with my cousins. I think that having a hermaphroditic child is a hard pill to swallow, and it's not something that I wish, any parent to have to deal with, but we do occur, and my condition is extremely rare. So I understand that people with Klinefelters and stuff like that have easier lives than someone with persistent Müllerian duct syndrome, or a female. Like I would say, the closest to an opposite version is the female version of this is someone who's born with a vagina but doesn't have ovaries or a uterus. They have internal testicles, and that's called partial androgen insensitivity syndrome. And what I have is called persistent Müllerian duct syndrome. So, as I've stated, I am legally a woman, for all intents and purposes, and that's not just because of an identity, that's because of my biology. And I'm going to end this video with saying I think my biology and anatomy allowed for my parents to accept me more readily and immediately as a woman, because anatomically I am a woman as well as a male. So it's definitely a unique experience. I appreciate everyone watching and viewing my videos. I hope this is helpful. If you've enjoyed and watched this far, please go ahead and like and subscribe, because it definitely helps my algorithm. And my analytics show that a lot of people who watch my channel are not subscribed. So please consider subscribing, because I'm here to create a healthy and happy learning space to educate people on trans issues and intersex issues equally in a safe, happy space. I will continue to delete rude comments, because some people just comment rude things just for the sake of being rude. And I understand if you don't agree with me, that's cool. If you think I'm a guy, that's cool. Whatever you think, that's cool. But don't be a dick about it. It's not cool. That just makes you an asshole. And I don't want assholes watching my video. I'm just trying to inform non-trans and trans people and intersex people and non-intersex people of what it's like to grow up like a person like myself. It's not been an easy life, but I love myself. Cars coming down the street. I'm going to wrap this video up. I'm sorry if the traffic has been distracting. I appreciate y'all watching this, and I hope it helps. And I'll see y'all next time. I hope y'all enjoyed it once again, and feel free to comment, ask some questions. Just let me know what you thought about my video, and give me some recommendations so that I can make something y'all want to see. I appreciate the recommendation, whoever requested this. This video is a great topic, and I appreciate y'all just giving me the suggestions. And if your comments are rude, I'm not deleting them because I'm butthurt. I'm deleting them because it's rude, and I'm trying to create a happy and space where everyone feels welcome. And if people are being rude in comments, it may make viewers that are enjoying the video feel reluctant to comment, because they don't want to be made fun of, and no one likes being made fun of. Also, the sexual messages, the sexual comments, those immediately get deleted. And no weirdos, please. I mean, I appreciate y'all watching so much, but please watch for the right reasons. And if you clicked on this as a recommended video and have watched this far, thank you so much for watching. means the world to me. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Bye bye.